So now that we have created our schema, as you can see here, and since we are not able to resolve our queries, let's try to attach a data source on our fields. So the first field that we'll try to attach the data source on is user, since it's not resolving. So I'll select the user field on type query here, and we can see that we have multiple options to configure our data source. So if you already have your API on the Tyke environment, you can choose from the existing Tyke APIs, may that be GraphQL or REST, or you can configure using your REST data source, which could be REST, GraphQL, or Kafka. So I'm going to choose REST at the moment since our upstream is REST, and I'm going to name this as get user by ID. And let's grab our URL for get users. This is our URL. I'll copy and paste this, and I'll remove the hard coding, and I'll use the argument ID. As you can see, if you press the open curly brace, you can see the possible options that you have for arguments and objects. I'm going to choose the argument of type ID and method get. Let's save this. I don't have any upstream headers, but just in case if you have any upstream headers for your service, you can use that using add headers option. I'll update the API, and let's try to again run this query. So as you can see, we are receiving the data for user, but for some reason reviews resolves to null, which is right because we do not have any reviews data here on our users service. And this is our reviews another API on report number 4001. So let's see how we can configure this. So I'll head back to schema, and this is our field which is not resolving, reviews on type user. So I'll select this, again add another REST API, and I'm going to name this as get review by user ID, and this is our URL. I'll edit this, and again I'm going to select ID of type user this time using the object templating, and get method. Let's save this and update, and let's try to run this query now. And as you can see, we are successfully able to run this query, and behind the scenes, as you can see here in the request logs, we are making requests to users and reviews onto different ports. So that's all for the querying part. In the next one, we'll see how we can use mutations to